Hi, my name is Jack, and this is my project AI for Creativity and Productivity. So for the first stages, I decided on an internet meme, which was Will Smith eating spaghetti and meatballs. This is something that I want to try and recreate. Uh, and so here I'll show a reference. And so in order to do this, I started with OpenAI Art to create the image on the left. And to animate it, I use ImagineArt.io. For the next stages, I decided to switch to a different AI and in the form of Hailuo. And as you can see, the prompt written, I'll play the video right now. From there, I decided to transition into something that had a lot more substance and that has more AI applications to it. So I decided to go with Plankton from SpongeBob singing Diamonds by Rihanna. This was another thing involving AI covers, which was very popular on the in the internet for a decent amount of time. And so I started with Luma AI. From there, I decided to go back to Hailuo and transitioned from one person singing to two people singing. So I changed the song to become Dial with a Smile by Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga. And I decided to have it be a duet between Plankton and Karen, his wife, the computer, respectively. And so in order to do this, I scrolled through Reddit and found a AI that would allow me to create covers from songs. And so I created two versions of the song, one with Plankton singing and one with Karen singing the song. And I used CapCut to edit it to look like, or to sound like Plankton was singing Bruno Mars's parts and Karen was singing Lady Gaga's parts. From there, I decided to work on the visuals, so I used V.io to create a computer screen of Karen and synced it up to the audio so it sounds, so a waveform moves at the same time the video sound occurs. From there, I used Hailuo again to create Plankton's parts. However, these came out to be very lackluster in that there were a lot of blurry images and it misconstrued a lot of the items that I was trying to say. And I tried to polish these using HitPaw, which is a video enhancer. However, they took half an hour for a 6-second clip, and as you can see, they have not turned out well. So for the final editing, I decided to use the same method for Karen's with Plankton's part using V.io and a waveform to replicate him singing. And so the final result can be viewed on YouTube. And so what was my interaction with these tools? I would say that it was very difficult to get my idea across to the AI. It was very nuanced in the types of text that I would want to respond with. For the Luma AI in particular, it misconstrued the organism Plankton with the character, and it would not create the things that I wanted it to create, which was very frustrating, as well as just the blurry images being unable to really capture what I wanted to portray was just something that I found to be frustrating. And so, how is my current workflow different from my typical workflow in creating such content? One thing that I will say is that it was incredibly fast compared to doing it manually. In order to do this kind of project manually, it would take hours for me to sync up someone singing as well as just creating the audio would have taken hours just to create. However, I was able to create a lot of these elements very quickly. The longest part was editing these parts together. And so how can these models get misused? So I found an article that stated that an AI chatbot was blamed for a Belgian man's suicide, and that the AI encouraged him towards suicide. And in particular for this project, one of the concerns I have is people using deepfakes of people's voices to say controversial things, um, and to get people to think differently when, in fact, the person that said it did not say it. So an example of this was Joe Biden and Donald Trump arguing over a video game. However, I can see this being used in a very political way that can be misconstrued by various populations, which can be very dangerous. So that was my presentation. Thank you for watching.